We do have breaking news for you from Capitol Hill. House Republicans have now chosen Majority Whip Tom Emmer to be their next Speaker nominee.
Republican members of the House went through 5 rounds of voting behind closed doors to get here. They started with 9 candidates. You might remember we told you about that yesterday. Now Emmer has emerged with the majority of the votes. Next, we can expect the Minnesota Republican to be put up on the House floor for a full vote. NBC News Capitol Hill correspondent Ali Vitale has been standing by, talking to everybody with all these secret ballots going on behind closed doors. First, just Ali, tell us, who is Emmer? How did he become the nominee?
Look, this is the person who went in as the front runner today and now has achieved that role of Speaker designate. Tom Emmer is the whip right now for this majority. It's his job to literally count the votes and get to know where members are on key positions. But he's also someone who knows this conference well because he was at one time the head of the NRCC, or the House Republican campaign arm. Effectively, he was charged with winning as many Republican seats as possible and retaining as many Republican seats as possible. So this is a man who not only knows the mechanics of the House floor, but also knows the mechanics of the larger political landscape and the congressional maps within it. That doesn't mean that he's going to have an easy run at this, because when you consider the fact that we've seen people win the Speaker designate before by similar margins to what Emmer won it by behind me in the room, this doesn't mean that he's got a smooth sailing path to the House floor. You're right that that's where he has to go next, but we don't know when he's going to make that move. In fact, the vote that we believe they're taking right now is one that will help us figure out how far away he is from that magic number of 217 or so. That's because what the Republican conference is doing right now is voting up or down, yes or no, do you support Tom Emmer as Speaker? This is different than the votes that they've done in the past, where especially on the last round, it was a binary between Mike Johnson of Louisiana and Emmer of Minnesota. But as we watch people start coming out of this room, they're starting to give us a better sense. And as the Congresswoman says behind us, they're still going. So we're not sure what's going to happen next, guys.
Oh, and I was just about to ask you what comes next. So, okay, hypothetically, could we see a new speaker elected by the end of today?
The optimists among us, and I don't know if that's you, Kate, but I've learned long enough that it's not me. The optimists among us say that you could have a House Speaker by the end of the day. And certainly Tom Emmer, according to sources who've come out of this room, other members, they say he's eager to take this to the floor. But here's the thing that I'm keeping in mind is that while Emmer was not the Speaker or the Majority Leader, which of course Kevin McCarthy and Steve Scalise were respectively in those roles over the course of this Congress, there are some who believe, and this has been echoed on conservative radio, that Emmer still represents the old guard of this Congress. That could mean that there are still some people dug in against him. That's why the vote that they're taking right now is so important, just to give us a sense of, hey, where is everyone in this conference now that it's just down to Emmer?
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app, or follow us on social media.